Every story has heroes we love. But more often than not, it's the villains that stick in our minds. They shock, they frighten, but sometimes they also fascinate. Today, we look at 10 of the darkest figures in science fiction. From space tyrants to crazy fanatics, we'll try to understand what made them the way they are, and why they remain symbols of evil. 1. Thanos, the Titan who wanted to save the world. Unlike many Marvel villains, Thanos has never hidden the fact that he considers himself a hero. His goal is balance. He saw the overpopulation of the galaxy as the root of all evil: hunger, war, devastation. The solution? Simple and cruel: erase half of all life. Fun fact, in the comics, Thanos was in love with the embodiment of death itself and sought to impress her. In the MCU, this motive was removed, making his philosophy much more frighteningly rational. Thanos' power is not only in the Infinity Gauntlet. Even without it, he is a brilliant strategist and warrior. He does not seek chaos, he seeks justice, but this is precisely what makes him more terrifying: he believes that destruction is good. 2. Lord Voldemort, the wizard who rejected humanity. Tom Marvolo Riddle was a gifted child, but his innate cruelty and contempt for the weak made him an outcast. At school, he learned to manipulate people, and later, to divide the soul, creating Horcruxes. A fact that is not always remembered: Voldemort hated his Muggle origin and therefore built an ideology of blood purity. He literally tried to destroy everything human in himself, both physically and morally. He became a symbol of absolute fear. Even his name was taboo. But the deepest horror of his lies in the fact that all his evil is just a desperate attempt to escape death. He feared the end like no one else. 3. Snoke, puppet and puppeteer. Snoke appeared out of nowhere and immediately subjugated the First Order. His appearance is that of an ugly, distorted man, and his mannerisms are cold and regal. He looked for students, led them to the dark side and easily destroyed their will. An interesting detail: in fact, he is an artificially created clone, a puppet of Palpatine. But this is precisely what makes his image frightening: behind the beautiful facade there is only a tool, but a tool with unlimited power. Snoke is a symbol of the fact that evil sometimes has no face. It is only a tool, but a tool that is capable of conquering entire galaxies. For All for One, a villain who has no face. In a world where superpowers have become the norm, All for One has become the embodiment of a nightmare. He can steal the quirks of others and use them himself. Each of his opponents is a potential resource. He once ruled society from the shadows, creating a cult of his own personality. Even after defeats, he retains influence, because his power is in the ability to control other people's lives and fears. Interestingly, his face is disfigured after a battle with the hero, and now he hides behind a mask. This makes him even more symbolic: evil has no face, it can be anyone. 6. Android 21, a menace from science. Android 21 is one of the most interesting antagonists of Dragon Ball. She was a human, but her consciousness was placed in the body of an android. She combined the intellect of a brilliant scientist and the insane hunger of a Bu cell. What makes her unique? She is divided into two personalities, good and evil. The good part wants to help, the evil part wants to absorb and destroy. This is a struggle within one being, which always ends in tragedy. Android 21 is a warning that science without control can give birth to monsters, and technology combined with human weaknesses can destroy all life. 7. Obito Uchiha, the hero who became a shadow. Obito was once kind and dreamed of becoming Hokage. But after the death of his beloved Rin, he plunged into darkness. His idea is to plunge the world into the endless illusion of Tsukuyomi, where no one will suffer. His story is one of the most tragic. He wanted to save humanity from pain, but chose the path of violence. Fun fact, at some point, he became Madara Uchiha, hiding his real name, and almost destroyed the shinobi world. Obito is an example of how good intentions can give birth to the worst evil. His villainy is not out of hatred, but out of despair. 8. 10. Frisia, pure evil. Frisia is an intergalactic despot who destroyed the Scion race and enslaved planets for profit. His cruelty is boundless, and his character is a mixture of smugness and sadism. Do you know an interesting fact? The creator of Dragon Ball made his image as a reference to ruthless businessmen of the 80s. He behaves like a corporate boss, only instead of firing people, he destroys entire civilizations. Frieza is evil without excuses. He is not tragic, not romantic, and not idealistic. He simply enjoys destruction. Thanos, Voldemort, Frieza, Grindelwald. They are different, but they all have one thing in common: they reflect the dark sides of man himself. Some are afraid of death, some are thirsty for power, some are seeking revenge for pain. And maybe that is why their stories are so attractive. After all, in each of us there is a grain of what makes them monsters.